Hello guys, welcome back to the X Studios. This is your boy called X, and I'm with my co-host
George.
Right. So George, today I just want us to have a personal talk, about life at the university. So are you down for it?
Well, I'm down.
Okay. So George, before we start, I would like you to tell us about yourself to our audience.
Well, if you want me to talk about myself, as the name implies, my name is George, and I'm also in TTU as a student, and I'm actually bad at introducing myself, so please forgive me about that, but this is all I can say about myself. You'll get to know me more on the podcast, so keep on watching.
Okay, so George, let's just go straight forward to the point then, right? Do you think that the university life affects students' mental health? And if it does, why? So
it affects students' mental health very much because it is not like the primary and GHS and SHS that the friend. Well, sometimes in some cases the friends that you have in uni they are the friends that you brought from those places. But imagine you came here like alone, you don't know anyone. It's now like your first time trying to figure shit out. It is definitely hard because you are like trying to get new friends. You don't want them to get offended. You don't want like any mishap with anybody.
Okay, all right. So basically, the school life is a tough thing that affects the human mental health, right? So what do you think stresses students the most in the university? Like just give out 1 or 2 points specifically that affects students the most.
What stresses students the most is the lecturing.
The lecturing.
Yeah, the lecturing, because it is not everyone that the thing is going to the head. And then sometimes you have to do peer group learning, but those peers are not peering.
Okay, so that's one. So
that's one. And then two, the things that it's also like linked to the lecturing, but it's kind of like the things that will be demanded
in assignment and stuff.
Assignments, group works, projects, and all that, and also like the mini readings that you have to do. It's very stressful.
Okay. So you personally, have you had any experience in class? Let's say there was a presentation, there was a time that you had to answer a question that maybe some reactions of some teachers go to you and made you feel bad or like go to your mind.
Yes, for that, there happens a lot. Sometimes you never know what is going to come out of a person, but you go in with a free head, but you end up being hurt. But like as you said, sometimes you are in class, you are doing presentation, you are like suggesting something, others would be laughing at you and all that. They are all like link up to the mini stress that we face in our class.
So I know we are in the same class, right? And sometimes if you are to answer a question or even if you are to contribute, in class, the moment that you stand up to contribute, people will be laughing, giving some names out or something. What do you think is the cause of that?
Well, I think it's because I'm an effeminate person.
Okay.
Yes, because I just don't know why, but they have this thing with effeminate people that they are not supposed to be in some places. They think when you're an effeminate person, you have to be, which is ideal, like you have to be among your own kind, but it doesn't have to be like that. We are all humans. So yeah, but those silly jokes and then silly questions and then silly things that they do in class, especially when I'm doing something, they are all because I'm an effeminate person.
Okay, so you think being feminine is something you were born with or something that you developed like as you were growing?
Oh, for me personally, I would say I was born with it because ever since I was a kid, that's like how I've been. And then one thing, I feel embarrassed by saying this, but I feel like I can say it because I feel like we are in sorts of some ways friends, close friends that
I can sure.
To. So you're also like my best friend now, so you can also like listen to this and don't tell anybody. Okay, when I was like 3 years old, I would be playing with toys and I would usually tell my grandpa, my sisters. I don't have a sister, but like I take everybody as my sister or brother. I'll tell them they shouldn't call me Kofi, they should call me Sister Kofi.
Sister Kofi. Hey, Asantoa.
Yes, I would tell them that. So just from that, I know that I was born with it.
Okay. So, do people judge you quickly before they even get to know you because of that?
They do. Even with some, I don't know, but sometimes they say how I walk and then how I use my hands to express something I'm saying, and then something how I'm positioned in some places. They just do that. They be like, "Oh, is he gay?" But that is how it is.
Okay. So, what is one biggest misconception people have about effeminate guys or effeminate people?
Oh, I think I just answered that.
Okay.
When they see an effeminate person,
They think the person is the gay. Sure, you answered that. Okay. So there's this question that I would like to ask you. Do you ever feel pressured, right? With all of these things going on, that makes you feel like, shall I make her act like a big boy? You see, then stuff.
oh yeah, but sometimes the pressure comes, and me, I'm a person that like I take things really into consideration. When you say something like,
I
okay,
think things is
George,
really
like, oh, George has done this, it was bad, even if it wasn't bad, but the fact that you're talking about it makes it look
Feel
and
bad.
sound like bad. So I'll be like, okay, I need to like sit down and then think of this, let's try to change it. So every single time I'm in my head, whenever I'm working, I'm like, I'm just worried that the next person behind me is not thinking like, is he gay? Because it's not like I'm not okay with being called that. I don't care, because at the end of the day, whatever you do, people will talk.
Yeah, sure.
But like, I just don't want that situation to come that you come in and confront me, and then it will be like an awkward conversation.
Sure.
No, I want to go in peace.
Alright, I understand that. So it makes you feel like,
Yeah,
at least
you have to
try.
keep yourself.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So I have two last questions, right? What skills do you think every student should have to learn in the university before they graduate?
Before every student graduates, so this is a letter from me to my dear fellow TTU students. Dear TTU students, before you graduate from TTU, one thing that you have to learn, or a skill you have to learn before you graduate, is learn how to talk to other people. Because some of you are very shady. You come to people, and then just because of how they appear or how they are or whatever you want to say to the person, you say it like that. You don't add any consideration of how the person will feel or how the person will not feel. Just because, and then sometimes people, you only treat people like you are only going to them because you need something. After you get what you are looking for, that's
now,
it.
what do you come
Be
on?
friends, like let them feel like, okay, you are talking to, because some of us now, they feel like are the only people working in campus. So when they get to one person, when the person is talking to them, they feel like, okay, somebody's talking to us. It doesn't have to be like that. Let your other students and other roommates feel like you are with them. Don't just ask them down, I just need this from you, and then
Okay, that's cool. So if you want to get a message to people who judge feminine people, what would that message be?
I would say don't judge them in the first place, because you never know what the person is going to like contribute to your life, or how you're going to meet the person maybe later in life. Because in life we all need ourselves. So if you are like, you judge a person, especially people judge people rudely. So if you judge people rudely, or if you are like, you don't really take things that people say into consideration, and then you talk anyhow, you say anything that you want, because you never know how you're going to need their help in the future.
All right, so let's all say thanks to our brother George, right? Yeah. Thank you. So this is the X Studios, where you get to hear the voices of the innovators, the creators, and the hustlers right here. So stay tuned in, right? We'll give you more. Bye.